Hello, it's Chris Parsons again. This time we're going to talk about how to create a great story. The story acts as the first part of any feature and is also called the preamble. The preamble isn't something that Cucumber executes, but it allows you to set the scene for your story and to remind yourself of the conversation that you had when creating it. Don't miss it out. This application is a family history system. We've already got features for adding people into the system, and then we want to write a feature for adding relationships between those people. First, we're going to start with the title of the feature. This is sometimes known as the movie title. What would this feature be called if it was a movie? What's short and succinct that helps everyone remember which feature we're talking about? In this case, we're just going to call it Adding Relationships. The next part of the feature is the preamble proper, and what most people describe as a story. These are normally written like this. As a particular role in the system, I want a particular feature so that I can have a particular benefit. Let's consider the role first. Who is the person who is going to be using this feature? What are they going to be using it for? The role provides a really great context to the feature. If you have personas, this is a great place to refer to them. So, say this family history app is designed for a 90-year-old family history buff. Immediately you're going to be thinking about issues that might pertain to that particular demographic. Or how about a royal historian? They're likely to have very different needs from an app. As you can see, the context of the feature will completely change the way in which the feature is implemented. We're going to pick Royal Historian. So how do we write our feature? I want to relate two people together in the application as father and son. Note that I'm not talking about how exactly we're going to relate them. I want to defer that conversation. It should take place between the team who are actually implementing this feature. The more detail we put in now, the longer our feature planning meetings will be, and the more likely we'll have to change this later. Lastly, and most importantly, why are we building this feature at all? When trying to determine this, it's really useful to ask why successively up to 5 times when going through this exercise. Let's try and get beyond the most obvious thing we could put here. So why do we want to add relationships? Well, so we can track ancestry. It's very important if you're a royal historian. Why might we want to track ancestry? Well, perhaps so that we can get value from the application. And why might we want people to get value from our application? Well, so that they would pay for it. Ultimately, you normally get to either making or saving money, or if you're a non-profit, something about why you were started in the first place. If you can't get back to that, then you should question why you're adding the feature at all. So there you have it. A great preamble requires only a little thought. This one took less than 3 minutes to write. And now you have excellent context to start writing your scenarios.